Hello, this is Peter with another video. Today I thought I'd just have another look at a few of my peach trees. As you can see, they're starting to leaf out now. I thought we'd have a quick look at the peach leaf curl, which is starting out on some of these peach trees, and how this seems to affect these trees, or at least how they've affected it in the previous years. So this one I'm showing now is my Bonanza. It's supposed to be a patio peach, or dwarf peach tree. This tree didn't do much last year. I did repot it last year into a bigger pot, which I was hoping would help it, but it didn't really grow at all, to be honest. It did get leaf curl as well when it was outside. And yeah, I had it out over winter outdoors. I did an update of it fairly recently with some of these other peach trees. But yeah, you can see now it has started to get a fair amount of growth on it. You can see some of the leaves have a little bit of leaf curl like this. It's not too bad. And then some others, I'll zoom in a little bit. Some others up here have very significant leaf curl damage on them. So what I do is I just pull these off and I dispose of them. Don't want them to stay in the greenhouse. So the worst affected ones I'll just pull off, and I've been doing this over the last week or two. And yeah, I'll just keep going through and removing all of these affected leaves, because this is a fungal disease and I don't want any more fungal spores to spread onto the other foliage. I believe it does need moisture or water droplets to actually activate the spores, and it's usually over winter when it's dormant that it's when it's actually a problem. So I think in the greenhouse it might not be much of a problem. Once these first few leaves have finished, the new growth might not be too bad. But yeah, just in the meantime, I'm going to remove some of these really badly affected leaves. See, this one here looks absolutely terrible. And you can see it is starting to flower. I didn't think it was going to flower this year. I noticed for some reason this peach tree does seem to get its flowers after it's leafed out, which most peaches seem to flower and then push out the growth. This seems to do it the other way around, pushes the growth out first for some reason. So this one here is my Red Haven. Now, it's probably too early to say, but so far this new growth looks mostly disease free. I think Red Haven is at least meant to be partially resistant to leaf curl, not fully resistant. I don't think any variety is fully resistant. Even the Avalon Pride, which is meant to be the most resistant. But I still think there's going to be a few leaves here which do have a little bit of leaf curl, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. Again, I don't think it's going to be a major issue now it's in the greenhouse. I'm going to keep them in here this year, I think. Once I get all these citrus trees out later in spring, there'll be a bit more room and I can put these in the greenhouse in the middle, so they'll have more space to grow. I don't think I'm going to get any fruit this year, and this particular one has only one or two flower buds on it. I think one of them's already fallen off actually. I might have knocked it off. So I'm not expecting any fruit from that one. Down here is the Crimson Bonfire. Well, it was supposed to be Crimson Bonfire, it's clearly not. It's a case of mislabeling again. It did have a couple of flowers on it. One of them's already dropped off and this one looks like it's about to drop off. So I'm not going to get any fruit from that one this year, but again, not too worried about that. This one's not a very big tree anyway, and not in the best of health. But you can see these leaves here do appear to have a little bit of leaf curl, or at least the starts of leaf curl there in that one. but it doesn't look quite as bad as the patio peach one. And then yeah, my newest peach, or well, in this case it's a nectarine. This one is also a little bit behind because it was a bare root plant, so it's only just been potted up recently. But yeah, it is flowering. It's got a number of flowers on it, and I managed to squeeze it in here. It was in the shed up until a couple of days ago. Managed to make a little bit of room in here after reshuffling a few things. And this one I'm hoping won't get any leaf curl because it came from a nursery, so I'm hoping they've kept it in a greenhouse or a polytunnel over winter. But yeah, I'll just go back to the bonanza again, which always suffers badly with leaf curl. It must be much more susceptible than some of the other varieties. So yeah, I think this particular tree is going to be one that I have to keep in a greenhouse all the time if I ever want any chance of getting any fruit off it, and also to get any growth out of it as well, because what I've noticed is when this tree gets peach leaf curl, it pretty much stops it from growing. I've had it a few times now where this starts off without leaf curl in the spring, if I've covered it with plastic or kept it in the greenhouse, and then by the summer it flushes out again and then gets leaf curl later in the season. So I think that is just setting it back too much every time it gets affected by it. So from now on, this tree is going to have to stay in a greenhouse or polytunnel for the rest of its life, I think. I don't think there's any other option. Even if I put it out in summer, I think it's going to probably end up getting leaf curl again. Or even if it doesn't, I just don't think it's going to grow enough to actually produce any enough flowers for the next season, because it flowers on, I think it's previous season's growth. You see where all these flowers are, it's just at the end of the tips where it grew maybe a centimetre or so last year. It's really stunted, this tree. So yeah, that's just another look at the peaches, and so far with the leaf curl, how it's progressed on this tree at least. Again, I don't use any sprays whatsoever. As far as I'm aware, the copper fungicide spray that they use in America is completely outlawed here, so you can't use it legally anyway. But yeah, the only option we have really is keeping them protected in the winter from the rain. So I think going forward, that's what I'm going to have to do with this tree. Or perhaps I could do what, if this works out this year, where leaving it out over winter, then bringing it in, and it just gets the odd leaf here or there, and then it might grow out of it. That might work as well, so I might give that a go in the future if that works this year. But yeah, I thought I'd just do another one featuring the peaches for anyone that's following along with the peach trees. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell, and I'll be sure to keep you updated on how these peach trees get on. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.